Hi, this is your old pal Jung Reve speaking. So this episode will be done completely in English. Normally Reve Allstars is a Norwegian speaking podcast, but from time to time we do English. Please bear in mind English is not my first language, but then again it is Richard Newman's first language. So yeah, Richard has been talking enough Norwegian in this podcast, and we should give him the opportunity to talk about his work in English for once. Normally we do the recordings in my studio in the speakertelt at the coast of Jern, but I brought my mobile gear to Richard's shop for the occasion. Sitting here with the tracks after the recording, I discovered my voice track was corrupt. However, I had plenty of backup tracks going. This will mean that my voice will be a little bit lower than usual, and Richard's will be a little bit higher, but I mean, it's all fine. Please enjoy this episode.
Oi, it's pumping! It's pumping! We need to go surfing! I'm just driven past yours now. Let's go surfing. Or up to you. Choose your weapon of choice. Choose your poison. Meet me there. Let's surf. I'm ready. I'm hungry. Ah!
There we are. Welcome to the store, Richard Newman. Your store.
My store, yeah.
The Vision Boat Riding Company store.
Well, yeah, welcome. It's good you turned up.
How are you?
I
finally turned up.
Better late than never. No, I'm good. I'm really good. Yeah, it's good to see the shop close to empty.
Yeah, I mean, it's still got some stuff left, though, I would say. But we're gonna do this episode in English because I've forced Richard so many times before to talk Norwegian to me. So I feel like this time it's your turn to be the eloquent speaker, and I'm gonna be the idiot.
I don't know if it will work. My English is, when I get forced to speak English, I forget so many words in English now because I've lived here now nearly 20 years. Yeah. That. Yes, certain specific words I'll just freeze up on them in English, and then I'll use the Norwegian version.
Norwegian equivalent of the.
Yeah.
So you would speak Norwegian English, basically.
Yeah, but I'll do it without knowing it.
That's fucking even worse, isn't it?
It's really annoying.
I thought like this would be like a good episode for your. I mean, you're from, as we discussed before, you're from not just England. You're from the Isle of Wight.
Yeah, yeah.
And people there, apart from the dinosaurs, they speak English.
They do a version of it.
So I thought like this would be a nice thing for your friends.
It is. But it's like at home. Or it's like Elaine, my beautiful girlfriend. She's Norwegian, but they spoke English for the first 8-9 years. So then she didn't learn Norwegian until she went to school, and then with Ulrika we speak a mixture of English and Norwegian. Yeah, so our conversation from sentence to sentence literally will go back from Dinglish to English to Norwegian, and yeah, it's a complete shit show basically. So this would be interesting. Yeah.
Speaking of shit shows, huh? Yeah. I'm just kidding with you. Big news in the small world we live in, the surf community at Jæren. Richard has been doing his shop for years and years and years at Tjelta. We're going to get through the history of it all. It wasn't somewhere else before Tjelta, but the big news is you're closing the shop. Yeah. I've decided to call quits on the shop. Call it quits on the shop side of things. But the brand lives on. The brand will live on in a rebrand. I haven't quite decided on how all that's gonna shape up, but you got time. Yeah. So this is what we're gonna do today. We're gonna discuss Richard's experiences working in having a shop and everything. But before we get going, we're sitting in the couch in the middle of your shop, Richard. And as I understand you, I mean, most shops don't have if you go into the Coop Extra, there's not a couch in the middle of the store there. No. But for you, the couch is quite important for the life. So tell me what the importance is of the couch for you.
The couch for me is vision. It is my vision. It is something that has been very, very important to me and to what I envisioned vision to be. to be honest, Vision has never really been a surf shop or a freeluf shop or whatever it is you want to call it. It's for me, it has always been about trying to give something or a little corner for someone to maybe come down and sit, and where you can ask that important question once in a while to someone, are you okay, kind of thing.
Check in on your
check on your friends, or a lot of the time it's actually, which has been beautiful and quite hard sometimes, has been people that I have never known. Have met just once or twice, and
they sit down and have a chat about.
Sit down, and then you create a safe space, and it's been quite emotional and quite hard sometimes because people share some very private stuff about themselves, and you learn a lot about people that you've known for a while as well. And for myself as well, I went through a rough time, and just having this sofa, whether it was in the old place as well, what has always been the heart of Vision, and that's been the hard part to kind of want to give up on. Yeah.
I mean, it's a beautiful thing because it's about empathy, isn't it? It's about people. It's about the human connection. It's about opening a door to whoever is out there who needs a door opened, you know. And if it's just some person who wants to talk shit, you can also shoot the shit. Like it's everything.
Yeah, it's like I've always had this thing. It's like there is no judgment on this sofa. There are no rules. People can say what they want, but if they're willing to say what they want, then they have to be willing to hear the counter arguments as well. And that has created some issues as well, because some people obviously they want to share their stuff, and some people have some quite horrific opinions, and then you have to be able to feel open enough and safe enough to give your own back, and some people are not willing to hear those opinions back. But then you get some people that you never really thought. It's normally a visual. You see someone like these big, tough-ass, guys that sit down, and you think, "Oh, man, this is going to be interesting." But then they actually will then go. You actually see them go back into themselves and actually think, "Oh, you're right, yeah." And that's kind of been one of the best things that I've seen, because it also, you do that yourself as well. I've had some conversations with people, and I thought I knew what I was talking about, and then they come in with an opinion, and you're like, "Oh."
This is a difficult thing for people to learn. Be susceptible to other ideas. Think about them, accept them, perhaps internalize them, perhaps come to the same conclusion, perhaps not, but still you understand where they come from, basically, when you have the talk. So
and that's been the biggest one, is actually learn the skill of actually, it's not about being right and wrong. A lot of time it's actually just about listening and then understanding something and then going, "Oh, I never really thought of it that way."
But I'm going to give you a compliment here, because Richard, I mean, as all people have, you go through your life, especially in your youth, you have your trials and tribulations and everything, and you feel like you're the only person in the world. And you wish somebody had opened the door for you. You wished someone had a couch you can sit down on with no judgment or anything. You wished you had those open arms, basically. And I find it so nice that, as you said, you also had your troubles. And having been there yourself, you're able to see that others might be the same place, and they would love to have that open door policy. So it's a beautiful thing, I'm saying. But this is community in a nutshell, isn't it?
Yeah, and that's what it's about, isn't it? It's about understanding that, and it sounds like a cliche, but you are not alone. Hey, it is Men's Mental Health month, and the whole point is that a lot of people have got some shit that they haven't handled in their life, and I think 99% of these people, they actually have no idea that they actually have a problem, or they actually are struggling with something. And then a lot of time, simple conversations can just trigger something, and it just gets the ball rolling. And if you're feeling safe, and often I think talking to someone that you don't know actually helps as well, because you see the vulnerability that goes both ways.
Beautiful. It's one of the things I realized after spending countless hours in the water through the years is, initially you feel kind of like, you feel like we're all in the same boat together, we're all doing this shit together, we're all the same person basically doing the same thing. I mean, of course we're arguing and everything, but we're kind of in the same, we're in the same, all of us are the same thing. And then you realize that, oh, this is just people I know for 2 hours every other third day.
Yeah.
And then you pack your shit in the car and go home, and you have no idea who these people are. They could.
And that's how this started.
Yes.
It is because I'd known people like this.
Yeah.
You know, you've seen people like this for years, and yet you didn't know their name, you didn't know where they were from, you knew nothing about their past or their history. And I found that sad, because I was lucky enough to grow up in countries where it's warm, sunny. You know, you go to the beach, you hang around, you have a beer after surfing, and you get to know pretty much everybody very, very quickly in that little local spot. But here it took years.
Yeah. But it's often, talking about cliches, it's often said in Norway that it's a colder people, more reserved people. And I guess it is true, it's a more reserved people, but it's also like, it's not natural for people to hang around in the parking.
No, it's freezing cold, and it's pissing down the rain.
Pissing rain, yeah. So kind of the environment forms the people, and the people forms the environment. But the sad part of it all is you kind of lose the whole community part of it. And that's why these things are awesome.
Yeah, but you see how different it is in the summer. Then people are at the beach, like it said, they're grilling and they're hanging around together. But that's like for 2 or 3 months of the year, and normally when we don't have much surf going on.
Yeah.
But I have noticed over the last few years that there is more and more like of a community type base. Before it was very like about locals and what, you know, where people surf and what goes on. But now everything's become a lot more relaxed.
Yeah, I mean...
Forgot to want.
Absolutely. But I mean, kind of, I think I 10, 11 years I've been going to the beaches. And I mean, of course you get more comfortable in your skin and everything as well. But I mean, I feel like I've felt the difference. But the thing is also perhaps that when you're a small community, you're very... avhengig, what do you call it, like dependent on people that has that extra spark to do something, and you're very vulnerable if these people decide that surfing is shit, they want to go golfing instead. I mean, it's a small community and it's also very vulnerable, but if you can get, it's absolutely possible to get something good going. You know? Yeah. But I mean, why did you need to have a store? Couldn't you just have a couch? So did you have like a nostalgic feel about the whole surf shop?
What do you mean in what?
I mean, we're going to have a talk through the history of Vision, but did you grow up with the whole romantic idea of the surf store? Or
I mean, why did I basically open one up? Why did I want it? Well, I've always wanted to have a surf shop.
Yeah, why?
Well, when I was younger, when I was a grown, you know, we used to go. This is before the internet and before you could watch surfing on TV and stuff like that. So anything to do with surfing or skating, or back then getting into snowboarding and stuff like that, you had to go into your local surf shop.
Yeah. So the epicenter of everything.
The epicenter, you know, and then you got the smells. You got the old neoprene. You got the sex wax, and you got everything going on in there. And because you couldn't see everything on TV, a lot of the time you're seeing stuff for the first time ever in your life.
It's discovery and romance.
It's a kid in a candy shop. It's like, oh, yeah, and I didn't really. Even though I grew up on the island, I grew up on the wrong side of the island, so I didn't see surfing all the time. We were more into sailing and swimming, and I spent a lot of time skateboarding and stuff like that. And I had a couple of friends that were like 3 or 4 years older than me, and they went to Australia. So I'm like 13, 14, and they come back, and then they'd got And then they got me into boogie boarding because I couldn't afford surfboards. So boogie boarding was an easy way in.
Easiest way in.
Yeah.
Cheapest way in.
And I'd spend a bit of time at school going to like the local water sports centre in the summer where we could do and try stuff. But it hadn't really like hooked me in. But then when they came back, they brought back some VHSs, and then you had like some old like Oki and some of the old surf movies, and started watching them. And then there's obviously then it's not just the sport, seeing it. Then you got the music, you got the clothing.
This is the culture, right?
Yeah, and then you get into the culture. And then you go into a surf shop, and then you're buying like the original like MCD stuff and the original Billabong shorts or T-shirts and Rusty and it's a culture thing. Yeah. And then I remember the guy who owned the shop. He was just one of the local guys who was just a local charger. He surfed, he windsurfed, and he did everything. And he just went round winter, summer in the same pairs of shorts and messed up old sandals, and he was just like an old core lord. It was so cool. And then surf shops were just always that place where you got to touch down into stuff that you couldn't just see on TV and stuff. But then I went off traveling, and then it just surfing overtook my life. It got me out of football. It got me away from the pubs and the nightclubs. And UK in the 90s, it's just nightclubs. So it's like it's not a healthy, good lifestyle.
Raving Richard started surfing.
Yeah, and I don't know. Come to Norway, and I just felt at the time, because surf wasn't open then either. There was just still then surf, snow, skate, and a couple of the others. But I just felt I feel like there's a little hole on Jæren for a little surf shop, but also a place where people can come and sit down and actually spend some time after a surf and come and have that cup of coffee. And actually, it was quite a selfish thing, because it was more about I needed that as well. I wanted to get to meet more people, and it would maybe help me get more involved in the community and try and do something. But it was just I'd always been in the restaurant industry, so I had a background in hospitality type thing. And although I'm quite a shy person, but I'm also at the same time very open and very chatty. Yeah. But I am actually quite shy. I'm quite. I've got this little weird insecure thing about myself as well. But I just felt there's a spot for a kite and surf shop on Jæren.
So my clumsy English tried to ask you about the romance and nostalgic feel of the surf shop, and I didn't give a good question, but you answered it beautifully, though. So
worked out.
But I mean, it's good for people to hear. Like Richie is instrumental part of the community at Surf Jæren, has been for years. Like you and the rest of the gang has done festivals. You've done so much stuff, and you're always positive when I meet you in the parking lot. You've done commentating for the championships and everything. So I mean, you've done your part, I would say.
I try to, but it's a selfish thing. I do it because I think it's fun, and it gets me to meet people, because I'm nearly 52 years old as well. So I'm not out in pubs and cafes. I don't get to meet people all the time. But
this is a beautiful thing, because it's quite possible to do something of selfish reasons that also has a bigger impact. Because like, did you see Breaking Bad?
Yeah, some of it. Oh,
you haven't seen it?
No.
So the whole, spoiler alert. The whole thing of Breaking Bad is Walter White is a miserable high school teacher, chemist. He learns how to cook methamphetamine.
That's right. Yeah.
And he receives a cancer death sentence. And to
don't tell me the end though, because I've seen like some of it, but not. Okay, I'm just.
Are you
gonna destroy it for me?
I'm walking up to a point here. So the premise is he's dying, and he has a kid and a wife, and he wants to financially keep them safe after he's gone. And methamphetamine turns out this is a tip for you guys. There's a lot of money in methamphetamine.
So that's why I'm closing the shop down. Start cooking meth out of them back.
But it turns out, like, of course, it's a lot of money, and there's a lot of drama ensues. And in the end, all through the series, he tells everyone he's doing this cook for the good of the family. But in the end, he realizes, I did the cooking for me.
Yeah.
This is what I needed.
All the things that I did. You need to understand.
I have to hear one more time that you did this for the family.
I did it for me.
So I mean, it's a beautiful thing to be able to like, what do you call it? Like, admit to yourself that making a space for people to meet is a selfish thing for me, because I know it's a good thing for community, but it's also a good thing for me personally. And I have a selfish gain of it.
Yeah, I mean, don't we do isn't everything at the end of the day? Everything that we personally do, even if it's for the good of the greatest, it's all kind of for a selfish reason.
Yeah.
It's all to do about yourself.
I mean, the podcast as well.
If you don't enjoy it, why would you do it? Because it's for yourself. Yeah.
You can't just be a.
Otherwise, you're an idiot.
Yeah. It's the same with the podcast as well. I mean, with 2 small children and everything, you're just dying for a chance to get out and meet people and talk to people.
Yeah.
And I always done that and hear funny stories. So that's beautiful. So Richard, why are you closing the store? What's the reasoning for?
You want the long story or the short one? We'll keep it semi-short.
We can go more into it later, but just keep the headline now.
Yeah, I mean, the reason I'm closing the shop is because at the end of the day, the selfish reason is because I want to spend more time with my daughter and my girlfriend.
Yep.
And
how old is your daughter now?
My daughter is now 11.
Yeah.
So I've worked out I've got 2 years before she's doesn't want to talk to me for about 10 years.
Yeah. You're lucky.
Yeah. So I'm thinking with Ulrika, I think I'm lucky because she is a little legend. But I still think that I've got 2 years where she still wants to be sleeping in the van and sleeping at the beach and going up to the mountains and just hanging with Dad. I mean, I'm lucky that she still wants to do that now because kids grew up a lot quicker than we did.
Yeah.
So that's the main reason behind it.
You're having more time to whatever.
More time for myself with my family, and to spend more time at the beach as well and in the mountains in the winter.
It's kind of funny how you open a surf shop. That's not surf only, it's snowboarding and kite and everything, I know, but just you open a surf shop with the idea of this will get me closer to the community, but it also keeps you away from the main.
It keeps me away from the community. Well, it's
in a strange way, isn't it?
Yeah, but then the thing is as well is because I have a job.
Yeah.
And obviously, I wanted this to become my full-time job, but after being in the running restaurants for many years, coming out of that industry, I knew that the first 5 years, if I can make it 5 years, then I can start to see where it is going, and we've done that. But now it's got to the point is if I was 30 years old, it'd be all right. I can keep on going. But I'm thinking, okay, I'm 51. Do I want to spend up until I'm 60 now? Still pushing hard, trying to build something, and the answer was no, because I don't want to miss out the next few years of seeing kids grow up and all of a sudden going, they're moving out, they're off to Videgården or they're off to college or whatever it is.
This makes sense. So
yeah.
I told my friend Per that you have been trying for years, and now kind of tabloid way to say it. Rich has been trying for years, and now he closes shop. And Per said to me, Eva, he's not been trying, he's been doing. He's been doing for years. And it's his prerogative to do whatever the fuck he wants now. He's been doing it for a while. He hasn't been trying, he has been actually doing. And if he feels it's time, it's time.
Yeah.
Thank you for what you've done, and you can follow your own mind, I would say. So I thought that was a good point, because you haven't been trying, you've been doing. That's the thing.
No, it is a good point, because it was because it was a very difficult decision to close the shop, even though it's just to do something else. It was still the last year has kind of been I'm not really sure. But then the last 6 months has been an absolute emotional disaster for me.
Okay.
It's put me through absolute hell to actually, because I've put 6 years of not just building a shop, but this has been something that has meant the world to me. And then to close it down, in my heart, I'd failed.
Yep.
Yeah. And being a typical, whether it's a male or typical human being, is you don't want to fail.
Yeah.
But hearing stuff like that, and it's the same as what my partner would say to me as well, it's like, you didn't fail, you've been doing what you wanted to do for 6 years, but now you've realized that there's just different priorities and different roads.
I think that's a really good thing to take, because you haven't been failing, you have been doing. And now you want to do something else.
But I'm also so different I'm not the person I was when I opened the shop up 6 years ago as well.
What's the difference then?
Well, when I was single, that's one of the biggest ones. Now I have a partner that's supportive, and I'm in a safer place in my life. I'm in a better place in my life. I'm healthier than I've ever been. And I'm working on a lot of issues that I've realised that I had been burying for 20 years. Yeah, but so closing the shop and going on a new chasing a new swell it was heartbreaking, but it's also now a huge breath of fresh air.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
How about the pride element of it all? Like
that was a kick in the balls to begin with, but that was also because I'm a guy, and I didn't want to, and I was thinking I was failing. I didn't look at it as the fact is that, hi, I'm actually in a place, a lucky enough person that I can make these decisions, and because I had the chance to carry on the shop, I had the possibility to do it all, but in my head and in my heart, I kind of thinking, okay, priorities are different, my life is different, and I've been given a few keys to different doors that I've opened up, and it's opened up for some new possibilities, which are super exciting. So I'm just throwing myself into that instead.
If we haven't said already, this is not a bankruptcy, this is a closing of the shop.
We're just closing the shop, yeah.
I mean, the talk would be different if it was a bankruptcy. I would ask for money.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
It's like a good thing to have you have the power and the ability to say stop when you feel you can say stop, instead of having to be.
Yeah, I mean, obviously this is a decision that was made because I had a business partner, and last year he moved away, and then there were some other circumstances, sad circumstances that have a happy ending for him in it. So that has also been part of the journey on to why we are closing the shop. Yeah.
Let's talk. I tried to summarize the history of Vision so far, and luckily there's a lokalavis, what do you call it, local newspaper in Sola, which has been, it looks like Richard has been on speed dial on Sola Platte.
Yeah, they've done a few, I think 3 times. So.
Five articles I wrote about you. So basically, the summer 2021, the web shop went live, according to my research.
It was actually the fall before.
Okay,
I think 2020 actually.
2020?
Stifler was in 2020, yeah.
And 2020, of course, is the year of COVID and everything. So
yes, it was COVID. Yeah.
In COVID, and then let's say winter 2020, move into 21 with the web shop, and then 22 May. You and Robert Hurst opened
up at Sola.
A showroom and yoga room at Sola.
Yeah, Bankebygge, yeah.
The first shop, I would just call it.
Yeah.
And the Christmas 2022, you moved the shop from Sola to here, Tjelta. And just for the people who's not locally familiar, Sola is close to the beaches. Tjelta is even closer to the beaches.
Yeah.
So Tjelta would be next to Hellestø's beach, which is a big beach here at Jæren, and also en route to the main strip of Jæren, the Nordsjøveien. Everyone going from Stavanger.
Yeah, this is the gateway to Jæren, basically.
Jæren. So everyone going from Stavanger, the big city, out to the coast, we go through here. So it's a good placement.
For me, it's the perfect location, and plus I live a few hundred meters up the road. So it's been, and the main learning beach, or the first surf beach that we have is Hellester.
Yeah.
So
there's plenty of people going there, especially in the summertime, learning how to surf, and of course, if they get bit by the bug, it's a short drive up to here.
But this as well because we have the co-op right next door as well. Everybody stops here to fuel up before or after surf. So then it's like wax has been something, silly little things like waxes, leashes. All of a sudden, people are just like flying up here. So it's location-wise, it was perfect.
And then for 3.5, almost 4 years.
4 years, yeah.
Here we're closing the shop, but the brand is continuing. So, in the first interview I could find with you regarding Vision in Solabladet, you had just started the web shop months earlier.
Are you going to quote me on that? I said I'd never have a shop.
Yeah. And you told Solabladet, the local newspaper, and this is going to be my translation from Norwegian to English. Sorry about that, but I don't plan on having any physical shop, as it would take away too much time for me. You should have listened to yourself.
I know. I actually read this when they did the last one. I think it was after the Barding thing. And I went, and that one came up, and I read that, and I was like.
But let's take you back to the fall 2020, winter 2021. Opening the surf shop and a web shop and everything. Where were you head at that time? You wanted to do something that was...
Well, then it was COVID. Yeah. So I'd been permitted, and I at the time I was sponsored by like Seaskins, and I had some clean canteen, and I had a Elevate kiteboarding. Had some good sponsors, and a lot of the brands that I was sponsored by weren't available in Norway. And then all of a sudden the opportunity came up to push them in Norway. So then I said, I just why don't I just do it myself? But also it was because the brands were with this backing of sustainability, and that was something that had always been super important to me. So I just thought, okay, then I've got the clean canteen and Sunday afternoons, the hats and bits and bobs, and I thought, okay, then I'll just set up a little web shop, be stress free.
No stress at all.
Yeah, then I'm like,
passive income. Man.
I had zero idea how to do everything, so I had to learn how to do everything myself, set up a web shop and everything, and then I had to wait till my holiday money came in, because I was I'm a pretty broke guy. So then I took all my holiday money and my savings and then just put it into that, and that was Vision Outdoor Lifestyle.
How was the first couple of? I mean, it's always excitement when you open up something, even if it's a web shop.
Well, it's like when you first go online, you then all of a sudden you're looking in orders. Nothing.
The crickets.
Yeah, and then you go back on like an hour later. Nothing. And you're like, maybe this wasn't a good idea. And then I woke up the next morning, and then I had like about 15 orders.
Oh, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah. So I was like, but one thing that I've always been quite, I don't know, I hate to say it, but obviously my girlfriend's my biggest cheerleader. She says I'm brilliant at it. But I don't like doing it, and I get a lot of stick from my friends about it. But social media works really well for me. If I do a social media thing, I will get sales from it. So I've always used social media, and in the beginning, I got all my sales basically through that.
So because whenever you did something,
it doesn't matter how stupid it was, whatever. People would hate me for it, but I was getting sales, so I was like, okay.
But this is also a Norwegian thing, because we're so like tight-lipped, tight-skinned. I don't know, like tight. We're tight as.
The tight.
So it's like even me filming this podcast, it's like 50% of me hates everything about it. I just decided I can't be that guy anymore.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to work on myself. And I think that's a lot of the same thing that happens with people in general. Who the fuck are you to have a post about you're selling something?
Yeah.
Idiot. Like, you're gonna get stick.
Yeah, but I get so much hassle because I don't know where it came from. I have the saying with be good, be safe. Because my gran used to say it to me, and that's where it comes from. She'd say, be good and be safe. And my mum used to always say it to me, or be good, be safe. So it came, I'd say at the end of all my posts, be good, be safe, and see you in the lineup. Because it just, I don't know why I started saying it, but people were like, you used to literally would write to me and say, well, what is it? And I'm just like, does it really matter? No. It's like, I say it because it's something my mum and my gran used to say to me.
Which is a beautiful thing.
Yeah. I always thought it was kind of nice, especially with the aloha thing. I'm thinking, at the end of the day, the culture is from there, and aloha it doesn't just mean hello. It is, it's a thing.
I'm giving you grief, you're not a professional fucking TV guy,
yeah, I'm just trying to sell some surf gear and just trying to meet people and have fun, and some people get so bitchy about it.
Ice cold Norwegians bitching about it.
Well, to be honest, most of it wouldn't come from Norwegians.
No, but I'm always very impressed by people doing that type of shit, like going out there, sitting on the limb, filming themselves. In your case and any other cases, because you obviously overcoming a hurdle to do it, and then you risk the crickets.
Yeah.
But then you have to realize, like, if there's a cricket treatment, probably not that many people have seen it. So most people won't know your failure of the crickets anyway, and the people who see it, they'll give you some grief, and some of them will buy something from you in your case. So it's fine.
Yeah. I think, but it's like someone said to me, it's like, if people aren't hating on you, then it's because you're doing something right. Yeah. Kind of thing. I don't know. But it was just funny that I'm just trying. It's like some people take things so to heart.
Yeah. It's typical Norwegian, and I love everyone who tries to walk out of that box, and even how much you fumble about it. I mean, not you. I mean, everyone, but. Even if you're fumbling, it's still taking that step into the unknown, and it's amazing. And of course, I'm going to give people shit as well. But in deep down, I respect this immensely. But that's fun. So you got your first sales quite quickly then.
Yeah.
What was the first sale? Do you
I think my first sale was a pair of like the Anara fins, the Eco cork fins. And the clean canteen, the drinking bottles, and the thermo bottles. They've always been a good little business for the shop. So, yeah. And
so the Sola in the newspaper, they were kind of strict about writing showroom and yoga room. Yeah. The reason we ended up leaving the building there was because there was a mix-up with the contracts there. So basically, we ended up then getting paid out by the owners to leave. Yeah. And then it I think it was fate, because within 2 days, this place became available. Yeah, there you go. Because of COVID, because it was a hairdressers, they finally moved out, and then. We'd had asked about this before we moved to Sola, but they were looking for, I think it was Apotek. Yeah, we can get. I mean, you had a partner at that time, Robert. Yeah, Robert Hurst. Yeah. Should you just a couple of words about Roberts? Yeah, well, Robert was someone I met through kiting and snow kiting and stuff. He's originally from the BVIs. Mm-hmm. And he saw what I was doing, and he wanted to get involved. So then he basically became my business partner. So then we started up a new company under the same name, but as an IS. And then we both went in, we owned the company 50-50. So yeah, and then basically with me and him, he did the financial and the accounting side, and I did all the sales side and the shop and stuff like that, and it worked really well for a couple of years, and then we moved out here, and then one day he decided, or him and the family decided, that they were moving back to the BVIs. Yeah, it's difficult to have a shop in Stavanger area. Yeah. So
yeah, and then there was some personal stuff for him up in that. Obviously, don't need to go into, but yeah, and that's what I was saying. Like for the last year, it's been okay. Then he's moved away, and we now need to work out: is there a future for Vision? If there is a future, then it's just me on my own. So yeah, so that's like I'm saying. Like the last year has been okay. Let's see.
Yeah.
And it's just been a shame because the last like 6 to 8 months has been really good for the shop.
Thriving again. Eh?
Yeah, we were doing really well. But then we started running out of stuff. But then I'm like, okay, now do I want to invest? Do I want to put the time and the effort into it? And then I've got a daughter that's going, oh, are you in the shop again? Yeah,
that's and
that hurt. That really.
And then it's your decision because robot is out. It's your. As you said, it's your 100% your decision to keep.
Well, it was left up to me. I mean, obviously, Rob, if he really wanted to, he could come back and do that. But I presume he's not in that position, or he could. But so at the end of the day, I decided that I didn't want to either buy his share out or vice versa, and that we'd just close the shop down.
Robert.
Yeah. But Vision wouldn't have half of what it would be without Rob. Yeah.
How would you summarize the time spent in Sola?
I loved it.
Yeah.
It was because we had the yoga room, but we were doing breath classes and we were doing yoga classes, and it was eye-opening for me as well because it's kind of like a new world, especially getting into the breathing and everything. It was really, really cool. But it was also a very stressful time, like because it was then all of a sudden I'm having to balance a full-time work job, the shop, sales, packaging, promoting, and being at the time being a single dad as well. So it was everything and anything.
Yeah. So already at that time you could feel the magnitude of everything, like. The whole work. I mean,
yeah, but then back then I was very strict on what days everything happened. So it was only like 2 days a week, and then on a Saturday.
Yeah. It's small.
And then back then, when Rob was here, obviously he would also help out to be in when I had my daughter as well. But it worked out fine, yeah, because it was just a few evenings a week. So then people, when they wanted to buy stuff or pick up stuff, they'll either order online or they'd be contacting me.
And I'm actually more scared of, probably more chance of hurting myself in weaker sort of beach break waves than what I would be surfing those slabs and stuff.
So it's the safe option, the icebox, the safe option. Yeah. That should be the name of the movie.
Yeah, we gotta start promoting slab surfing as a safe way to start.
After just not a few months, but half a year approximately plus at Sola.
Yeah.
As you said, the contract had its limitations or whatever, and you needed someplace new to go, and this one opened up for you.
This one opened up, yeah, literally within the same day.
Through the process of this thing opening up for you.
Well, yeah, it's obviously it's just been down the road from where I live, and I've always thought, and pretty much since I moved out here, this place it was closed because of COVID.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like when you say something, so it's a bit cruel, but I'm like, if they go bankrupt, I'd love to put a surf shop in there, kind of thing, because it was COVID and we all knew that a lot of these places were struggling. So I kind of feel like maybe I wished upon them with bad karma or something. I don't know. I hate to say that.
At least you confessed your sins. That's a good thing, isn't it?
Yeah, but I just saw that it was closed all the time. So I'm just thinking, if they go under, then I'm going to ask.
It's an opportunity.
Yeah. But anyway, literally within 24 hours, that's what happened. So I'm thinking, okay, then it was meant to be. So then, we needed a new place, and this came up.
Robert was still in the picture then?
Yeah, Rob was still in the picture then.
How was it like walking in here first time, having a look around, like you had signed the papers perhaps then?
Well, no. First, obviously, we just come in for visning.
Yeah.
So I had a look around, and it was a friseur, so there was like sinks, and it was set up But it was like, okay, it's a good size. I think perfect size, because we were never planning on being a shop with 150 surfboards and this massive stock. It was still going to be a comfy local place, and I still wanted to have this as the heart, because that's what we had at the other place as well. But there we had a whole lounge. But to be honest, it was because it was local. I felt like being close to home, it would fit perfectly for just being able to come down here if people needed stuff. And at the time, like, the price was pretty reasonable. So it was like, why not?
Why not give it a go?
Yeah, why not? We needed a place pretty quickly, and the location was a no-brainer, really.
Yeah, because this is obviously, as you said, this is a good thing hitting you.
Yeah.
By some sort of luck. So the placement is, I mean, it's awesome.
Yeah, but it was like, as well as I can walk down from it. Or people, like, they'll call me at 8 in the morning or 9 o'clock at night, which you think was annoying, but I could say, yeah, I can be there. Yeah, they're like, I broke a board, or I forgot this, or I haven't got that, or a lot of the time in the summer as well, you get like people that come here in Ballbill from Denmark, and then all of a sudden they haven't got stuff, and then they call the shop, and I'm like, and I love that fact that I can be there in 2 minutes.
2 minutes, yeah. We can just dive into it. What's the realities of having a surf shop? I mean, people calling you at all times.
That is the reality of it. Is people don't, because people know me, they think Instagram, Facebook, Messenger, and WhatsApp is somewhere they can just contact me or call me any time of the day whatsoever, night and day, to ask me questions about stuff. And theoretically that should be really annoying, but that's what being a local surf shop is.
Yeah, it's kind of the whole local serviceman kind of thing, yeah.
Yeah, and it's like people saying, but you weren't open and the surf was pumping them down. And I'm like, a good surf shop should be open when it's pumping. That poor surf guy who's in the surf shop there going, fuck, it's pumping out there. And it's like, so. But no, I say that because where I spent most of the time living in New Zealand, like, the local surf shop there was never open in the mornings, because that's when it was morning glass off.
I mean, that's also like talking about cliches. That's the cliches of a surf shop, is the guys working there, they close the shop when they want to go surf, and then they open again like when it's flat. So that's nice. But I mean, so basically your phone has been going off all hours through the day for the years.
Yeah, it did, but I learned very quickly as I took all on my phone. I don't have my shop email on my phone. I have all my notifications. I have them all turned off, because it does take over your life. And because in the beginning I'm like, you have to answer them. It's like when you text a friend, if they don't answer you for 24 hours, you're pissed at them, because that's how it is these days. When we were younger, it's like it'll go a week before you call someone back. So and I'd think, they need an answer now. I've got to get back to them as quick as possible. No conversation's done for 5 minutes, But I soon realised that that's not a sustainable way of living in general,
So, what's the typical thing people reaches out for you to? Is it like?
I mean, the most common one will be, what size surfboard or what size snowboard do I need? That's it.
And here we go.
And then you're like, oh, okay. How tall are you? How good are you? What style? And then you have.
They don't give basic facts.
And no, nothing. and you literally will spend maybe an hour going back and forth in total. Yeah, this is over a day or two.
Full Sherlock Holmes mode, trying to understand who these people are.
And then you realise that what their thought in their head of being a good surfer is they've actually only been to Hellister like 5 or 6 times, and they can't surf.
But I mean, I would my what do you call it? Like my pre-existing judgy self would think that most of the customers would be the Hellister surfers.
Yeah, and they are, and that's why you've got to treat them respectfully as well, because it's like I have a saying, is like the only dumb question is the one you don't ask.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, and I sometimes have to like bite my tongue a little bit and be a little bit okay. Yeah, but the one annoying thing is they realise at the end of the day is I've got 15 of these conversations going on, and time is money, and 99% of the information you're giving, they could have Googled in 10 seconds. Yeah, like a normal person, or they could have just literally gone on the website and read.
Did you ever reply, fucking Google it?
No, I've never said that, but I have just written sometimes, look, all the information you need is on our website. Please go in, and then I'll send them the link.
Yeah.
But
this is what you have to deal with when you have a local surf shop.
It is, and it's like sometimes you're like, I'm just like going, and then you have to remember it's like, but this is just part of the game.
This begs the question as well: how much of the business is based upon calls and web, contra how much is actual drop-ins in the store? I
mean, which is actually something I'm really proud of. I would say 90% of our sales are local.
Yeah.
And only 10% of our sales are either through web, direct on the web shop, or through advertisement through Finn or wherever it is. Yeah. So, and that's always been my goal, is to have most of our sales people coming into the shop.
Yeah. I'm trying to understand, like, because in my head you open a store, and as you said, when you open the web store, you were just waiting for where's the first order. And also when you open the shop, sometimes people have a opening party or whatever. I can't remember if you guys did.
We were supposed to, but it kind of just ended up, because we opened over Christmas. This one we opened over Christmas. We moved in between Christmas and New Year. Yeah. So the door was always open while I on my own was getting everything ready. So we never ended up having a single official opening day party.
But I mean, the whole anxiety of waiting for your first customer, I guess. But did the customers just drop in while you were?
They just started coming in while I was painting the walls. People were coming in and asking.
Everything came smoothly together then. But what's the reality of having a shop? I mean, when you're sitting here you're not open, haven't been open every day, but
the last, obviously not the last month, but the last 6 months we've been open 5 days a week.
Oh, you have?
Yeah, I just when I decided I was going to do this.
You being a good friend, but keeping up the ritual. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
5 days a week.
I tried to keep it open 5 days a week. Obviously, there are days when I have my daughter, and because of my other job, there's some days I have to change a few things around. But I did try for most of this year to be open Tuesday to Saturday, and it's only been once I decided what I was going to do, I've just dropped it back to being open 4 days a week.
What was the reasoning for having 5 days a week?
Because Sundays are a no-no.
Yeah.
And then Mondays I just stay closed, so that I always got a day off for myself. And then you just do Tuesday through to Saturday.
I guess we have talked about it already, but in the article you did, one of the articles you did, Solabladet, when you opened up the showroom, shop, yoga room, whatever you want to call it, as Sola, one of your quotes were, "We don't want this shop to feel like a shop."
Yeah.
And we've been talking about the couch for hours upon hours. I mean, but what's the whole reasoning behind having a shop that's not that doesn't feel like a shop.
Well,
I mean, but at the end of the day, you still want to sell your shit. I mean,
yeah, you do, and obviously you want people to walk. It's more not that you don't want it to feel like a shop. It's well, that's what it is. But do you know when you walk into a shop and it's like, oh, I've got to behave myself.
Yeah.
You know, I've got to be careful what I touch. Or someone comes strapped to you and is like, can I help you? I just wanted it when people walked in, they felt like they were walking into something that they were part of.
More relaxed, basically.
Yeah, relax, but more that, like saying, it goes back to the community thing. Is like, vision is theirs. You know, the sofas are here for them. The coffee is free. You know, if they need something, if they've done their board and they just need a quick little fix, that's free. I quickly will do it for you. You know, so we can get you back in the water. So you're coming into, I don't know how to say it, is like you're there. It's their space. They own part of it, if you know what I mean.
And which also makes it easier to come inside, of course. And you have the communal feel, and also, yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
this is the shop you want to go for yourself, basically.
Yeah, you're not coming into. You don't have to come in here to buy something. You can come here and just go. You know, a lot of people just stick their head in and go, "Hey, Richard," and then if it's warm, they'll come in and put an ice cream on the counter, and you just I didn't want it to be a shop, so it's not, you're not coming in to shop. You can come in and feel very fine about just sitting here for half an hour, drinking free coffee, having a chat, and then just leaving.
Yeah, I love that.
yeah.
It always is a funny like paradox. You want a shop, you have a shop, but by no means this shouldn't feel like a shop.
Yeah.
Here's a pair of boots. Pay for them.
yeah. It's like like an old hairdresser's. You know, it's like they go in. It's like the old women. They go in there to get the haircut, but they don't really go in there to get the haircut. They go in there to talk shit. Yeah, and talk about people
as well.
Yeah.
I mean, it seems to me like you've been quite grounded through the process, but there's always a discrepancy. English word. There's a discrepancy between what you hope and what's the reality of the situation. So what's been the biggest, like, a few of the biggest cut-offs between hopes and reality, basically? You had hoped for something and the reality was something different. Could be good or bad, I don't know. Do you have any of those?
That's a good
ready
question.
For the listeners?
Yeah, I think I hoped that this was going to become a full-time job, but also that it would be somewhere that in the beginning I'd hoped that later on it would be somewhere for my daughter to have a safe space to work. Yeah, that it would be maybe a family thing, but also that it would be somewhere where I could start to maybe employ one or two locals, and then I could sit on a beach in Sumatra and just check on they were doing some work. But the reality is that it's obviously running a business is a lot more work. It's a lot of commitment. There's a lot of underlining challenges. You know, just working with different leverandeurs. Can't even think what that is in English now.
Delivery.
We're just working with different brands and trying to stay on top of new brands and stuff like that, and technology, materials, and with kites and wings and hydrofoils, and there's something new every time you blink coming out, and that's a lot to keep on top of it.
And especially when you're Dutch, is it kite, snowboarding, surf? Is there another?
We used to do kiteboarding, snowboarding, splitboarding, winging.
There's a lot of
kite. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff, and to know all. And I don't expect someone in a shop to know every single small detail, but if you sell wings, kites, snowboards, stuff like that, you should know the basics, and you should have enough knowledge in there and enough experience in those for doing those sports yourself to be able to guide someone onto the correct equipment,
doing the right move.
Yeah, and at least know what the materials are made of, where they're made, and what type of, if it's an epoxy or a PU or whether it's future fins, or you should know the difference, and you should know why.
So there's a lot of information to keep on top on.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah, it is, especially in the hydrofoiling game. That's moved far forward so fast over the last few years.
How about the logistics of? Because you're keeping the brand going, you don't want to talk shit about all of the brands, I guess. But what's the reality of the business side of everything? So, for those who are not Norwegian, the Norwegian krona used to be really strong.
Yeah.
Now it's really fucking weak.
Yeah.
And I mean, it started happening COVID and after, didn't it?
Yeah. I mean,
what's been the reality for you?
The reality was one of the reasons why it's been a lot easier to decide to close the shop, because you talk to anyone with a business background and they're like, I think you made a right decision, and then they'll go into that side of the world and you're like, oh yeah. Yeah, I'm for sure. But it's like, but the reality is that the krona has zero buying power anymore. And then we've got what's going on in the world right now. It's putting up fuel costs, which puts up shipping costs. And then when that shipping costs go up, the brands then get affected to getting their materials, and prices go up. You've already done your pre-orders at that price, and then the new prices come in, and it's a domino effect. But then you look at everything else that's going on. People have less time, they have less money to spend. Unfortunately, we see too many people in front of these instead of being out there. And I just feel that, I hope I'm wrong, I just feel that maybe we're going to start seeing a bit of a decline within like small local shops and stuff like that. I think because of the buying power has gone. So what was small margins in profit are even smaller nowadays, and people don't really care about the brand so much anymore. They just care about the cost. Yeah.
I mean, but at the end of the day, you have to pay the rent for the.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, and it's that's getting harder and harder. So it creates a lot more stress. So yeah, I think putting on top of, when you take everything together with wanting to spend more time with the family, wanting to spend more time at the beach myself, and what I think is going on in the industry, I think it's a good time to try something new.
Step down.
Yeah. Sadly.
Is that actually is this a reality of the businesses? You put in a pre-order of some magnitude, and then the prices from the pre-order could be going up.
Yeah, because it can be 6 months as well.
Yeah.
If you let's take snowboarding, the snowboarding industry. Unfortunately, that's already a business that kind of like the kiting world as well, is following. Like, let's take like the mountain biking industry. They come out with new equipment every year, which was great 20 years ago because there was new materials, and equipment would change a lot from one year to the next year. But that's not such a big thing anymore. But then you put in you'd get your winter order in, and then so let's say in November. And then by January, you've already got to have your pre-order in for the next winter. So you haven't even started selling, especially if you're in Norway, when we've had a bad season, you haven't even started selling snowboards yet because there is no snow in January. But the companies or the distributors are already asking you for pre-orders. But then some brands, not all brands, you also then have to pay 50% up front.
Pretty rough, yeah.
So then obviously you drop brands that do that, and then you only stick with the brands that allow you to pay later on. But you budget you make your budget, and you work out, okay, I'm going to get this much of this stuff because that's what costs this, and that's what the shop can afford. But then all of a sudden something happens, and the total price, by the time you've got it in the shop and you paid for your shipping, your taxes and everything else, it's 15% more. That's rough. That's big. So luckily, a lot of the time you can go, you end up cancelling the entire order, which we did on a few this year, because I saw, unfortunately, some of the products literally went up nearly 20% by the time you included not just the product going up, but the shipping and everything else going up.
And then you have to do a bulk order as well. So it multiplies.
And then you've got to realize. Then you think, okay, this product that was say 4,000 kroner is now going to be 5,500 kroner, and you're like, nah,
But
that ain't going to sell.
You're saying that prices trumps brands. I mean, part of your...
It's not that they trump brands. It's that I think a lot of people these days, they're not so... Before, when I was younger, it's like, if I was going to wear a pair of board shorts, they were Billabong only. You would be like, you were very connected to a brand. But these days, like, people still like brands and good brands, but there are a lot of really good brands out there, and they test different stuff, and then they ask for prices, and then if they're riding one brand, but then this brand works pretty well as well, and then but I can also save 10,000 kroner. They're going to go for that brand.
Makes sense.
Yeah. It's not. We all do that, but it also means it creates massive price wars. Because people, customers go around and say, if I buy this and this, can I have this price for this price? And you're like, I'm not really making any money. And then they go to another shop and they say the same question, and they go, okay, then I'll do that because they'd rather.
Hoping for
future business. But also some shops, and there's a couple of times you end up sitting right at the end of the season going, I really need to get rid of offload some stuff. So you get kind of stuck sometimes in an unhealthy wheel where sometimes you just got to offload a few things at a loss just to get rid of it.
So this is also the reality of the surf shop.
Yes, and when you're already working on small margins,
pretty rough.
Well, obviously you have bigger shops that can do this, but the situation that I'm in is that that's how it works for me.
You had the whole idea, and you still do. I mean, you have your heart is in the right place regarding the sustainability aspect of it all.
And that's something I learned that's hard.
Yeah, isn't that hard?
It's hard because a lot of companies, they jump on the bandwagon and then you realise it's only like 2% of their product line or 2% of the actual product that's actually made of whatever it is that they push and stuff like that. Yeah. So you have to be really careful. And I've had some just like heavy conversations with where they just sent stuff in, everything comes in boxes, but then all of a sudden everything on the inside is just coated in plastic. And you're just like, and it just gets a little bit frustrating, and you kind of have to realize is that it's more about, a lot of the time, sadly, it's more about the effort. They're trying this and they're doing this and they're doing that, but sadly, yes, it needs to be.
It has to fit some criteria.
Yeah. They can't do everything right, but there is a lot of brands out there that are trying really hard and doing a lot of really cool stuff, though. Yeah.
I mean. One could talk hours and hours of everything gone wrong with the sustainability in business, but I mean, it's a good thing that people try. The baseline, it's good to try, and then we can discuss how they try, but the fact that they do try is a good thing.
And that's what it is. And some people just get hung up too much on the smaller details of it, and I would do that quite regularly. And you have to realize, okay, this product is like this, and it's got to get from A to B in one piece, and it's still got to be cost efficient as well. So you've got to choose your battles.
Talking about being a salesman, what's your favorite kind of sale in this shop? I mean, is it the boards? Is it the small?
I love selling surfboards. Yeah, I love to sell surfboards because it's something that I love to surf, and I've been surfing since I was a teenager. So
you bring all of your experience into the.
Yeah, but also a surfboard is a very personal thing. They're expensive now as well, so it's a commitment of a large wad of cash, but they're so different, and you can get hung up on. You can be so detailed on what it looks like or what type of tail it has, rocker and width and volume and outline and a lot. But talking to someone that comes into the shop and is in that phase where they have learned to surf, they're doing bottom turns and top turns now, and then they want to start pushing their surfing, and you've seen them out surf a little bit as well, and then you can go through what you have, but then you can work out what type of board that fits their style. Mm-hmm. And where they want to go, rather than them coming in and saying, I want this and this and this and this and this, and you can go, oh, okay then. But then you start asking them questions about, okay then, but where do you like to surf? Mm. How much do you surf? What style? Mm. What surfers do you like? Because you can put a good surfer on a high performance board, but I don't know, I like to kind of like find a reason why that person is going to work with that board.
Find a connection.
Yeah, and sometimes the conversations you can have end up being opening up to really sofa conversations as well, because they open up into surf stories and stuff like that. But yeah, I really love surfing, selling surfboards, and then you bump into them in the lineup and they paddle over and you go, dude, this board is fucking...
But the opposite then, Richard, have you had that?
Mm-hmm. No, I've never had someone come and this board sucks. No.
So if you...
Or this board doesn't work for me, or no, dude, no, I'm not happy with that.
Richard, and you fucking hate it, tell him next time.
Yeah, but I would, yes, but you should do as well. If you buy a surfboard from someone and from a shop and you've been recommended that board and it doesn't work for you whatsoever, then something's gone wrong there. Yeah,
it's a beautiful feeling being able to guide someone in the right direction. They're already on a direction, on a path. You can supply whatever your mind is giving and help them, nudge them one way or the other. And it nudges them the right way.
Yeah,
through the book.
But it's difficult as well, because a lot of people think they're better than they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like people think, if they don't know me or haven't seen me surfing, they'll just think that, oh, the dude must rip. But I'm a very average surfer. No, I am. You put me anywhere in the world. You put me down in a Hossegor or on a good day at Hossegor, I'm a very small fish in that pond there. On Jagan, I'm an average surfer.
Self-reflection.
I'm a confident surfer, but I'm a very average performing surfer. And I'm fully aware of that. I mean, I was obviously a lot better when I was younger and stuff like that, but I had a number of years away. I've had a lot of injuries, and I'm 20 kilo heavier than I should be. But at the same time, I've never loved surfing more than I do now.
That's beautiful.
I've found the type of boards that I love to ride, and I've slowed my surfing down, and I've accepted certain things about my surfing, which is I don't rip at all.
This beautiful.
I hate it as well, because I'm probably the most inconsistent surfer on the planet. I am Jack Robinson for 10 seconds, but I'm the worst kook in the lineup for half the day as well. I can have one day where I'm back and like I didn't fall once. I hit every turn, but then the next day I can't even stand up. Some days I'm just like going, yeah, I shouldn't have got out of bed today.
This is what we always say. If it had been easy, it wouldn't have been fun.
Yeah. But surfing has always been, for me, it has been, and it is cliche, it is medicine for me.
Yeah. Why?
I have a brain that is way too active. It's frustratingly annoying. But it's, you see these adverts or these Instagram things, when they jump in the water and it goes quiet. That is exactly what it does for me. And I'm not the most talkative person in the water, because I like to sit out the back. I like to sit, and finally my brain has quietened.
Enjoying yourself
for a couple of hours. Yeah. So
The shitty surfer Richard Newman.
I am the worst surfer in the lineup.
For a couple of years, there's been a huge gathering of winter bathers.
Yeah.
Heard about it?
Yeah.
They even put, like you said earlier, like they even made the fucking Guinness World Record book this season, last season.
Yeah, in December, 16th of December last year. Yeah.
And then you have Richard with his Vision One pimping, selling dry ropes.
Yeah.
How was the whole experience? Has been?
That's been a great day because I mean I started going to their. I think they started it 3 years ago now, and I turned up there three years ago. Just because they asked me if I wanted to come down.
Yeah.
So and we sponsored a couple of robes and stuff like that, and I don't know, I think just being a local shop. Robes, booties and gloves has been a huge seller for us. And then 2 years ago we were down there and it was either, I don't know how I remember, I think they had like 1,700 people or something. There's a lot of people. And then this year, the last time they decided it was going to be a Guinness attempt. I don't remember how many people were down there, but it was brilliant. It was a fantastic day. Loads of I think we left there with a few boots and gloves and 4 robes.
Everything else was
everything else sold. Yeah, so it was a really, really cool day. But it's just nice because there were a lot of locals there as well, and they're all coming in and just hanging out in the tent and stuff as well. So it was another thing. It was just more for the social side of things that happened to have a massive bonus of being a very profitable day for us as well. So yeah.
The both good and good. I mean.
Yeah, and each year my girlfriend has helped out, my daughter has helped out, and it's been a kind of like a little family day. And if they do it again next year, I mean, it could be that even though we won't be selling robes in the next project, that I might get them in just to go and do that, just to have a day down there and do something. We'll see. I don't know. Maybe this year I'll just go bathing.
Maybe you join in.
Maybe I join in, yeah, because I haven't swum either of the years. No.
The shit surfer who doesn't participate in the winter swimming.
I don't go in the ocean unless it's with a wetsuit on.
I thought maybe like amongst maybe the surf school is saying like everyone should be surfing together now, because I get the feeling like if you
safety in numbers.
Yeah, if you drive past Bora and you see Fruitigar out there at 5 a.m, that's the best place to go, because he spent the last 3 hours driving around the coast
with the night vision goggles.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. What's been your biggest victories in Vision so far? Personal victories. I mean, it's difficult to be put on the spot, but I mean...
I think it's been a couple of conversations that I've had on this sofa, really. And obviously I'm not going to mention who they are, but there's a couple of older locals that have spent a lot of time on this couch and have... shared some really personal information, but have then also listened to me pour out some stuff that I've never really sat and talked to. At the time, just someone I know, but would be classed more of a stranger than a friend. Was just someone that I knew in the lineup. But for me, that's been some of the most rewarding. But like, if we're talking about like victories for me, like as in, oh, this was fucking cool, it would be like we had Mark Shin come over from Shin, although obviously he doesn't do his brand anymore, he's moved on to other stuff, but I think that was really cool. He just came over here and we had the demo days with him and stuff. But the biggest one for me now is working with Eric Arakawa.
Who you're also going to go visit, isn't it?
Who I'm going down to Portugal next week to have a week down there with him. But just getting to talk to him and have him actually shape me 3 boards for myself.
Why is this big for you?
Well, It's. I mean, I grew up with him being. When I got into surfing, he was, in my eyes, or still is today, one of the most influential surfboard shapers out there. Anyone that was a surfer growing up in the 90s knew who he was. If you didn't know who he was, you do not know your surf culture. And he's shaped boards for the hose and the irons, and he's just, obviously, if you're a younger one, he's been doing boards for like Jack Robinson lately and stuff like that, which he doesn't do well to a surfer's boards. He's a massive on the North Shore, and he's known for his performance boards, big wave boards, and to me, he is the best at what he does.
So basically, working with your hero.
Yeah, and then it's like, and I'm talking to him on over Teams and stuff like that, and my girlfriend's there, and she sees how proud I am, and she's asked me, why is this so important to you? I'm like, well, you're a professional dancer and singer and stuff like that, and I'm like, I don't know who you look up to. I said, but this is like you getting to write a song with Celine Dion or Barbra Streisand. Yeah, something like that.
My Barbra Streisand.
Yeah, this is my Barbra Streisand. And it sounds silly, but that's how it feels for me. And because we don't live on the North Shore, we don't live somewhere where these people work and are every day, so we don't get most people are used to seeing them and they don't think of it. But to me, that's who he is to me when I was a kid, and just now I'm able to not just ordering his stuff, but you're actually talking to him and actually get him to shape me a board. And then obviously with Romeo down at Blue Room down in Portugal, which is their partners, we just built up a really cool relationship, and it's just like him down there as well. He's someone else that's very emotional as well. He wears his heart on his sleeve, and it's been a really cool little journey. So yeah, I'm super proud to have that one, like probably over proud, but I'm going to hold on to that one.
This is awesome. This is one of the things I've learned, like, if you love something, fucking love it.
Yeah. And I probably talk way too much about it, but for me, I'm just really, excuse me, fucking proud of it. I think it's cool.
And so, I reckon from this way you're talking about it, they say you shouldn't meet your heroes.
Yeah.
Not the case for this guy.
Well, I've only obviously talked to him through a screen and stuff like that, but I'm pumped to meet him next week and hopefully ask him about questions about some of the most biggest names in surf history, and actually learn how to shape some boards and see him shaping boards, and meet the crew down there as well. Not just Eric and that, but meet the crew down there and just get to meet some new people that I'm really stoked to be working with.
It's amazing.
Yeah, I think it's cool. Yeah.
Is there opening? I mean, trials and tribulations of having a store, probably difficult to get the business logistics of everything going on, but obviously it opens doors for you as well. So it's a good thing to have.
It's the same with Elevate. I mean, I used to be sponsored with. The guys who now own Elevate were the ones who run Best and stuff like that, and when they moved over to Elevate, they took me with them and everything as well, and then I started getting them in the shop. And actually, this is one of the coolest things that's happened in the shop is I had a customer in asking me about a wing and about why he should have this wing over another brand. And then Philip Martin, who owns and is the director of Elevate, called me up, and I'm like, Philip, can you just... And then he got to speak to... And he took the sale for me, and the guy brought a wing. That's cool. That's cool. Yeah. So that was one of the coolest things, yeah.
Richard could go, this is my speed dive.
I said, don't listen to me, just speak to the owner of the brand, yeah. So that was one of the coolest things, and it's the same with Arakawa. It's like obviously one of the things we can offer with that is like we can actually have live shaping. So people that if they want a custom board, they can while the shop's here, they can come in here and actually we can arrange them to actually have a live shaping session with Eric. Yeah.
So I'm trying to convince Richard to come back on the Speak at That podcast to share all of his war stories after.
Yeah, that would be cool. Yeah.
Let's talk future. So you alluded to already. You haven't quite decided what's the future and hold for Vision or whatever you're going to call it, but there's a future for something.
Yeah.
Do you elaborate?
What I envision in my head at the moment is I would love to ombygga my van and turn it into like a mobile type demo shop. So people can come and test some Arakawa boards. They can test some of the wings and some of the kites from Elevate and stuff like that, and then so I can keep a very low stock or zero stock, and then just order. Obviously, Arakawa boards, all of that is custom orders anyway, and we take them those in. But then it means that I can continuing helping out to push Elevate in Norway, and because obviously I love to kite and surf myself, so kite surf. So you kind of like marry the ballbill life and that life. And if I can do that, then maybe in my head I have this dream of getting a slightly bigger van and then having a little bit more. It'd just be cool to have like a sofa in there with a TV, so they're going to have there.
Careful so you don't end up with a new shop.
Well, no, that I will not do. But I would love to have like a van where people can actually come in, sit down, and actually still have that free cup of coffee and the conversations. But then in there, then I have the demo gear and I have the little surfboard rack, and then it'd be cool to have like a screen, so then we can do the live feeding, live shaping stuff, and have like a little mobile sofa surf shop type thing. But
sounds like
super low key.
Pop-up kind of.
Yeah, pop-up that you don't have to pop up. You just drive up.
But luckily, you don't have to decide today.
No. But that in my head, that is something that I would love to do. But worst case scenario is we will be obviously pushing with the Arakawa boards, the custom boards, and that is that's something that I will do regardless of.
Yeah, there's going to be something.
Yeah.
So right now you're doing a clearance sale. Should people still pop by for the clearance?
Yeah, for sure. We're going to be open a few days a week. We still have a few Sharp Eyes and the Spider Murphy Kanoa boards. There's a few second-hand boards. We're continuing with Elevate, but we do have a really good sale on the Elevate wings right now. And then there's some accessories, fins and leashes and a few T-shirts. But other than that, yeah, we're pretty much 90% empty, really. But yeah, it's always worth. There's always going to be free coffee, and the sofa's still here for now. So and we have icy sunglasses down to 200 krona.
So there's going to be possibilities through the next couple.
There's still a few little bargains to grab. Yeah. But always free coffee.
I think we're going to put
this to bed.
Thank you for having me, and thank you for sharing, and looking forward to whatever next thing you do is.
Yeah, thanks, man.
I mean, this is me from the inside of myself. This is me talking English. Thank you, Richard. You're contributing in a good way.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate it.
I appreciate it, and I mean, and I congratulate you on making a decision that feels right for you. And be proud of what you've done. I mean,
I am very proud of it. And it was just a very emotional thing to decide. It's been like giving away. I'm not going to say giving away a child or anything like that, but it's been it was tough. Yeah, but
it's a good thing though. I mean, you have invested your time and money.
Yeah, I put 6 years pretty much into this, so it's been.
So it should hurt, but I mean, it's your decision to make, and you've done it, and you're not going to lay down and die anyway.
No, I'm not. But
looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's going to be good. Ciao. Support local.
Support the local arts.
And don't be a shit surfer.
But I always try to work on my irony because it's a way of like a forsvarsmekanisme.
Yeah.
To use irony.
Sarcasm and irony is
because if people take you up on shit, you can always say, "But I was ironic." Because I didn't care as much.
Det tar jeg aldri med i beregninger.